Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Reddit Asks Us podcast. All of my beautiful friends from the internet. I hope each and every one of you is doing spectacular on this fine Tuesday morning or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or night. So if you're listening to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating, and also please leave us a review. You can answer this week's Reddit question by going to Spotify, clicking on the episode, and in the episode description, you should see the ability to reply to the episode, this week's episode, and I will publish those responses. You'll be notified, and I'll read those responses out loud on the next week's following episode. So, welcome to... Did I say welcome to the Reddit Asks, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit? Did I say that?
I don't think you said that.
Okay, so welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Today I'm joined by my roommate and additional best friend, Sam. I always have trouble denoting whether to call you and Elias my roommates or my friends, because you guys are both, so...
Well, yeah, I think you can. It's not an exclusive category.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. But anyways, there has been a lot of cry out for Sam to have Sam back on this podcast. So I thought, what better thing to do than invite Sam back on and, joke around and do whatever.
The people's champ.
Yeah, the people's champion, exactly, yeah. Voted most popular guest out of the two guests I've ever had on this show. Okay, so why don't we hop into last week's episode? So we're going to read out the response from last week. So last week's episode was, what disgusting thing did someone you were dating say that changed your view of them? So not all of these. And also, again, when you guys respond to these, I also have this thing where you don't have to respond to the question itself. Even if you just want to say that you like the show or that you enjoy the show, you want to tune in, blah, 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 blah. I really appreciate those messages, despite the fact that I just went blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, if you want to write anything that we don't care about or anything incoherent.
No, I definitely do care. I appreciate all the comments, and please feel free to say anything, and I will read it and respond to it. So the Green Changeling says, it seems Luke misinterprets at least one comment each time I submit one. I'm just glad it wasn't mine for once.
Wow.
I know, because it's true though. It's very true. I like the comment has a laughing emoji. Okay. So it's meant in all fun. And the Green Changeling is one of my current commenters, one of my reoccurring commenters. But I read them off on the fly, and sometimes I just don't get what they're saying, and I don't understand. And I think also too, some people who comment are English isn't their first language, so sometimes I can get lost in translation, and I just don't do a good enough job trying to interpret it. But that is a common theme, is I'll just be like, well, I don't understand that. And everyone who's listening, and my mom has even noted that every time that she's listening to the podcast, she's like, no, I'm getting this, and it's frustrating listening to you not get this. You're
the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The next one comes from the unimpressed emoji with the dots around the face. So this is holy shit. This is what disgusting thing did someone you were dating say that changed your view of them? They say, she is white and said the N-word.
Oh,
I am also German.
She's German.
I guess they were German. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like.
Yeah. That's a common theme in history. Happened a couple times.
Yeah. That's not the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah, that takes the cake.
I feel like that's adding insult to injury at this point.
Yeah, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, you guys already, are working your way back still from a lot of negative, negative associations, and I think that one kind of. It's like you don't really have to double down.
No, yeah, we get it.
So that's definitely a red flag for anyone, but for a German nonetheless, I feel like it hits a little deeper. Yeah. That's like that. Yeah. Now I'm genuinely concerned about your ideology, and I mean, not that I wouldn't beforehand, but you know what I mean. Sometimes out here, I feel like just hicks say it. You know what I mean? But yet I wouldn't say a lot of them are Nazis, but I feel like they're.
Yeah. Well, there's racist and German. There's really only one way you can go from there.
Yeah, it only evolves to one place.
Yeah.
Next one comes from Fion3900. She said cheating was a sign of boredom and we should get together more. I'm just picturing Sam hearing Luke getting into one of his "I do murder, but it's fine" rants. W episode, keep it up. that was from the last episode. But she said cheating was a sign of boredom.
Yeah, that's a good sign she's cheated on you. She's probably been bored.
Yeah, our relationship is just so boring. I've just been so bored lately. So bored. I'm starting to get I bought a fidget spinner. That's how bored I am in this relationship. Also, by the way, unrelated, cheating is also a sign of boredom. So just in case, that's just it happens to be one of the side effects of boredom. Is just I happen to cheat.
Cheat, yeah.
Next one comes from Tucker. Can't answer. I get no dates. Love the podcast, by the way. It's great in the background when I'm falling asleep.
No, your podcast puts them to sleep.
Yeah. Your podcast is one of the best shitty podcasts I've ever heard.
I just want to go unconscious when I hear it.
Every time I listen to your podcast, it just makes me not want to listen to your podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I do that all the time too, though. I just play podcasts and just put them on my bedside table and fall asleep to people talking.
Yep.
Next one comes from the Dopic. I remember an Indian friend of mine who was basically degraded and called it's S with 3 asterisks.
It's a
what is
slur towards, well,
say it.
No. I'm not gonna say it. But I think what they're referring to is.
Why don't you just go ahead and say it?
I think what they're referring to is a slur towards Native American people. Who are
a Native American
indigenous person.
That's
what I.
Okay. On the first date, he thought it was turning. Wait.
Maybe
he thought
not.
It was turning her on, degrading him. Huh. She was into it. She's turning her. She's trying to insult him. And it's she's doing it in this way where it's okay, this is turning me on, and he's kind of just this is racism,
right? And she was also German.
Yeah. Coincidentally, it was the same girl. She's just a racist.
Yeah,
she just likes to go on dates and just with people from other races and just
really racist.
Humiliate them.
Yeah.
But that confused me because here we definitely don't refer to people as being people of First Nations being Indian people.
I might be wrong though. There could be another slur towards people from
East
India.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to speak, but my mind went to a certain spot there.
Okay. All right. I've never heard anything like that, so I wasn't sure. Next one comes from Naj. I don't have an answer, but I've been listening for a while, but just a week or two behind. I just want to say I love it. Please keep up the good work. Also, Vortex, I hope you're doing well. We all hope Vortex is doing well. Wishing Vortex well. Absolutely. And thank you for tuning into the show. I hope you're enjoying the episodes and continue to enjoy them. So thank you so much for commenting. Last one comes from Stressed Human. All I have is creepy stalker stories, not gross dating stories. Great episode. Thank you. Thank you for making a weekly episode, even though you can't read all the comments. No problem, because I had to take a pre-record episode and stuff. Awesome. Thank you for that comment. I mean, I feel like disgusting. That could also just be anything that's off-putting, right?
Yeah, stalking I would put under disgusting.
I would. Yeah, I watch you when you sleep.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty disgusting. I would be disgusted.
Yeah.
I would definitely be disgusted.
He's a stalker. Well, at least he's not disgusting.
Yeah. At least he's not gross. Right?
Yeah.
All he does is just
stalk.
Just follow me when I go home. He's leaving me letters around. He's intimidating me, threatening me. It's like he sent me a letter, but all the letters were magazine cutouts saying I'm gonna murder you. But he's not disgusting though.
No.
He's not revolting. All right. These last two come from YouTube. Skyberry says, great episode today as always. And Vortex, that's amazing news. We're so happy for you. We are super happy for you, Vortex. And thank you for the comment, Skyberry. And our last one comes from Holo1470. I usually listen on Amazon, but thought I'd hop on here to say nice work and on keeping me listening for over a year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's nice to hear. It's nice to hear the comments. I know there's a lot of lurkers who listen to the show. They don't comment, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I really do appreciate the comments for absolutely. And I always am looking to hear back from the Reddit Asks Us community. So Amazon Music, that's interesting. People listen from all over. That's just not somewhere what I would have thought would be like, prime spot to listen to podcasts.
Maybe it is a prime spot.
Oh, pun intended. Maybe yes, no, maybe so. No, that's just Jeff Bezos just trying to consolidate all the media.
Yeah, I want all of it.
All of the podcasts, all of the books. Shout out to Jeffrey Bezos.
And I will... No.
No, I think he has enough notoriety.
Yeah, I think
he doesn't need a shout out on this podcast.
He's been shouted out.
Yeah.
Through his newspaper that he owns.
Yeah. He's had his time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Okay, so today's episode comes from favorite page Askreddit. What is the worst thing that you've seen at a wedding? So first one comes from Gibe2. Outdoor summer wedding in Texas. The groom's 90-plus-year-old grandmother died during the reception.
Oh, no.
They found out when she couldn't be roused for family pictures. Just dead.
Like, she just kind of cooked and
that was it? She had a little too much to drink.
Yeah.
She gets really cold when she gets too much to drink and bloated. Her eyes roll back in her head. Her tongue starts sticking out a little bit. She gets that glazed, glossy look. Classic grandma.
Oh, grandma, a couple too many glasses of wine.
That must have been so horrifying.
Yeah.
Everyone leaves the reception. She's the only one sitting in the chair.
Yeah, I can just imagine her being like in the middle of the crowd. You can't really see her. People are getting up and it's just grandma. just frozen in her. Come on, grandma, we're done.
Grandma?
Yeah.
Put a damper on the wedding.
Yeah, that'll hurt the wedding day a little bit.
So, praise to the happy couple. If we can just put aside the fact that grandma died tonight, I think we can all salvage this night.
Yeah.
I think we can all make this a good night.
Let's get the drinks going. Yeah.
Next one comes from Neil144. Outdoor wedding. Bride gently fed wedding cake to her new husband. Groom shoved cake at his bride's face so hard that it broke one of her teeth.
Oh my God.
He kept pushing her until she tripped and fell over backwards. She broke her wrist when she tried to stop the fall. There was blood dripping from her mouth. The groom's father then began to beat the living shit out of his own son. Good times.
Wow. So he's the abuse runs in the family there.
I'm just imagining, like, she's just like, haha, playful, like, cake in the face. And he's just like, you think this is a fucking game?
Yeah, just the fact that he kept going. Like, once a tooth comes out, I think you should.
And not everything's a competition, bro.
Yeah. You know how hard you have to beat someone cake for them to break their wrist?
It's like, and it's like the most inherently like passive thing you could be doing is feeding someone cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just decide, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to make this aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this a competition.
Yeah.
All right. You think you can shove cake in my face? I'm going to punch you in the fucking face.
It's like you just like kind of gripping like a piece of cake, but it was just like a closed fist in the fucking face. I was feeding her. You just punch your wife in the...
a video of this. She's like got the cake in
Yeah.
the palm of her hand, smears it on his face, and he just grabs a fistful of cake and squeezes it and just punches her directly in the face.
There's not even any cake in his hand. Like he's just falling out at that point.
He just like wipes a piece of icing on his fingers, punches her fully in the face.
Oh my God!
Holy shit.
I love that the dad.
Death part, babe.
Oh God! I love that the dad gets in on it. Dude and starts pummeling his son. That's awesome.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Edit for those inquiring. If the couple is still married, we were if the couple is still married, we were staying overnight at the small bed and breakfast at which the wedding took place. The mother of the bride invited us and some other hotel guests to the wedding and reception. We have no idea what happened after that day. Are you just like a wedding crasher? Like,
yeah. I'll say what happened after that day. They got divorced 5 years later after an abusive marriage. That's exactly what happened.
It didn't just stop at the cake, surprisingly.
No. Yeah, that wasn't a vacuum. It didn't happen in a vacuum.
No.
Probably happened before and happened again.
he happened to shove worse things into her face. Yeah. That was not the only thing he's ever forcefully shoved into her face.
His childhood trauma.
Yeah, that's
from his
awful.
dad beating him.
That's so awful. I can't imagine though. Like, what in the world would make you think that your wife is trying to be aggressive towards you while you're trying to feed you cake? Like, have you not seen those videos? Like, have you not seen that this is like a thing that people do at weddings? He's like, fucking. like having that reaction, being
I didn't want any cake.
You know, I'm on a diet. I'm trying to watch my weight, babe.
I'm cutting.
I'm cutting. Just for that, boom. How do you like a fistful of cake? Next one comes from Pure Deed Brilliant. Oh God. My boyfriend's that's how you know the stories.
Yeah.
Oh God. My boyfriend's oldest brother's wedding. One of his mates got plastered, lost control of his bowels, and shat himself in a kilt.
This always happens when I'm on the fucking podcast.
Oh yeah.
In a kilt. Oh no.
Picture the scene on a dance floor at a working man's club in Glasgow. A drunken 40-something standing by himself in an ever-expanding circle of people looking at him in horror, whilst an equally expanding puddle of shit gathers on the floor, on his calves, on his shoes.
No.
Yeah. Edit to add, my boyfriend remembered something which I had totally forgotten. When the shit began to hit the floor, the groom looked over, saw what was happening, and shouted, "For fuck's sakes, Mick, get to the fucking toilet." The drunken shitter wailed back, "I can't move. It's coming too fast." The boyfriend compared it to watching a cow laying out a cow pat. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He just gives up.
Yeah. Fuck it.
He just has such a defeatist mentality about this. He's like, you need to get to a bathroom. It's too late, man. And he just keeps shitting on the floor.
The bathroom's right there, man. I feel like you want to shit on the floor.
Yeah. He like lifts up the kilt. Yeah. So it's like pushing it out.
You're not even shitting yourself. You're just trying to shit.
Yeah. I feel like you had to shit before.
Yeah.
You just ignored it. And now you're just following through.
Dude definitely just thought like this would be a really fun party trick. Shitting on the floor.
I need to assert my dominance in front of this group. All right? You think this wedding's about you? This wedding's about me. Okay? I need to do the most memorable thing tonight. I'm in charge of doing the most memorable thing during this wedding.
Oh God. That's awesome.
Oh my God. I just couldn't imagine like being in the dancing circle and he's just like fucking shitting. Like he's like, yeah, where are you guys going? He's like following you.
It's like spraying up and you run.
He's like, no, come on, babe, dance with me.
No, Sam.
Spin me around.
Oh.
Just flicks her.
It's in a kilt, too, so it's just flying out, right?
Yeah. In a big circle. Just everyone's getting hit.
A fucking sprinkler.
Oh, God. Next one comes from Oh the Bear. The pastor went through and updated the bride's name in her script, but didn't accurately change the script on the groom. Sometimes he was John, others Matt, occasionally Mike. The groom had to say, "My name is Steve," when the pastor said, "Repeat after me, I, David." You don't think, like, the pastor, like, how old was this fucking...
And also, as the pastor, that's the one thing you have to do. It's just make sure the name's right and then just read it off the page.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a hard job.
I don't understand. How did his name get changed so many times? He's, like, guessing.
Yeah.
He's like... And we join Marissa and John. He's like looking at him like John. And he's like,
You just got the Bible out,
shaking
flipping
his
through
head.
names.
Yeah.
Luke?
Matthew,
Yeah.
Mark, Paul, perhaps.
Psalms.
Psalms. I don't understand why wouldn't you just stick to one? If it's wrong and you only have to change it once, now everyone knows you're like completely senile. Reply from my name is no. My maiden name is a common man's first name, like Jennifer James. They got mixed up and said, I, Jennifer, take you, James, to be my husband. I realized right away, I, Jennifer, take you, Michael, to be my husband. I got a laugh from the crowd. I was glad for the break because my husband's eyes were getting all watery and it was an emotional comment.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
You got married. Good for you.
Yeah.
You have a happy marriage. Wow.
Next one comes from Mama Vixen. Oh my god. Really? People on Reddit are so horny, bro.
No, yeah. This is a guy in his mid-40s. Mama Vixen is some father of 4.
That's the type of guy who likes to impersonate a female online.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's posting on subreddits nude pictures of women asking for compliments, but those aren't pictures of him or anyone he knows. They're just from the internet. Like I'm like, I don't understand that mentality. It's like, you wish you had boobs. Like,
I mean, sure.
I know, but like they're like though.
Right.
They want to be dudes. They're not like trans people.
Right,
They're creepy weirdos who
Right.
like just like want to. I don't know what the goal is. I seriously don't get it. I don't
Maybe they're just bored.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of better things I could think of to do when I'm bored instead of pretending to be a woman online.
Like cheat.
Yeah. Yeah. Like cheating, perhaps. I hope Brooke's listening to this podcast. Next thing you know, Sam's Sam just started seeing someone and fucking she listens to this and be like, I'm so bored often in my relationships. I get really bored really often. So I have low attention span. I've been watching too many of those Subway Surfer
reels.
I used to be a wedding registrar. I conducted one wedding where the bride's father had passed away a year before. The ceremony was held outside in a venue's walled garden. Upon entering the garden to take their seats, the guests were met by a skeleton, which was dressed up in the father of the bride's clothes and asked to shake his hand. Whose idea was this?
What?
Well, like, did she request this? She's like, no, everyone's going to think it's so funny.
Wait, so the dad was dressed up as a skeleton?
No, the dad was dead.
Oh, he was actually dead.
The dad had died a year before. And so at the wedding, someone thought it was a great idea to dress the skeleton up in the dad's clothing and say and have like a thing that says shake my hand. Everyone, like you, the bride and the groom who thought of like maybe doing that, or the mother or something, would have thought, oh, this is just going to lighten everyone's mood.
Yeah.
Everyone went to that wedding severely disturbed.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no other reaction.
You can't just put a picture of your dad up.
Yeah. You can't just say he wished he could have been here. Yeah. No. You need to go.
He needs to actually be here.
You need to go to Spirit Halloween. Wait a year. Okay, you can't schedule your wedding. I have this great idea. Everyone's gonna find it so funny. Here's the dead corpse of your father. Shake his hand. That's a terrible idea.
That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
I just can't imagine somebody thinking like, oh no, it's so funny, and it's like half the crowd is left. There's like a bunch of assigned seating around the skeleton and no one's sitting there. It's like a giant radius around the skeleton and no one's sitting there. Like, come on, get close, it's funny.
Sit
like,
with dad.
It's like after the thing, the mom's like trying to convince like the new husband, like, shake his hand. Yeah. It's like in the middle of the wedding, like
he's in the family pictures. You got the skeleton.
Like, no thanks. No thanks. Next one comes from True Panic 3369. It was an overcast day. Had rained earlier, but weather was clearing up. Bride and groom went to take some photos after the ceremony. A kid, probably 6 or 7, unsupervised, ran up to a puddle the bride was carefully walking past and jumped in it. Her hand had mud splatter all the way up to her shoulder. I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, that sucks.
And the kid was never seen again.
Yeah, that's a skeleton.
yeah. You want to find the skeletons at the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna find an oddly small skeleton.
You shrink when you die. No. Yeah.
Sometimes you wish you could like sometimes I'll see kids do things and I'll think to myself like, my kid's never doing that.
No.
But you just can't predict what kids are gonna do.
No.
Like kids don't know.
No.
But they're gonna. You know, that after that happens, the kid's gonna fucking find out.
Yeah.
That's the definition of fuck around and find out.
Yeah, that's a tough move. I mean, like, was it? Now, here's the thing, though. Was it like a splash? Like, oh, this would be really funny to splash the bride
in the white dress,
or was it like, oh, a puddle? Let me jump in it.
Maybe it was both.
Yeah.
It might have been both. Because I feel like that's almost like seeing a giant red button and it says don't push. Yeah. And the kid's just like brown puddle, completely white dress.
Yeah.
I have to do this.
That kid's in prison now.
Yeah. Not to drop any news that couldn't have been predicted, but he has a borderline personality disorder. He's wildly impulsive.
He's an international terrorist now.
Yeah, that's the kid. That's the kid from that video. You guys have to look up this video. It's the one where the kid is being interviewed. He's got autism. He's got high functioning autism, and he's being interviewed on this British or Irish. TV show. And all my English listeners might have seen this before, because it probably would have been on like maybe the BBC or something like that. I don't know, but depends on how Irish it is.
Yeah, let's not conflate it.
yeah. But anyways, this kid is asked by the host what he wants to do when he gets older, and you can see the immediate moment in his eyes when he decides he's gonna say, flying airplanes into buildings. He's like, what do you want to do when you get older? Move to Iraq and become a terrorist. You guys have to watch a video. It's
clear-eyed vision of his future.
Yeah. At least you have the dreams.
Yeah,
They're there.
Yeah. You gotta speak it into existence, and maybe they'll reach those dreams.
Next one comes from TN River Girl. At the reception, a guest looked at my cousin's wife and said very loudly, "Who brought the whore?"
Oh my!
And no, they didn't know her.
Oh my god!
Who's the whore in the white dress?
Yeah. Oh my god!
That person has no social awareness.
That's insane. That's insane.
They're just thinking they're gonna get a big laugh. Who brought the whore? Am I right?
That's my wife.
This is her wedding.
Yeah.
Maybe she shouldn't look like such a whore. It just doubles down.
Well, you have to at that point. If you go in that aggressively on it, like you're just like,
you can't come back from that.
No.
It was just a joke.
You're like, oh, she looked like a prostitute I met before. You're trying to be like sincere.
Yeah.
I thought we met in the on the street in the alley.
I thought I recognized you. I thought we met last week.
The back room? No, that wasn't you. Okay.
Never mind. Happy wedding.
Yeah, I meant horror, the employment.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
No, you got to double down at that.
Yeah.
Just get yourself kicked out. Make it a big scene. Make it something everyone's going to remember.
I'll say whatever the fuck I want to say. Free speech. This is America.
Yeah. It's funny because the comment doesn't mention anything about this being in America, but
we both. Yeah.
This is 100%. Only shit like this happens in the U.S., bro. That's why I have very much a love. I don't want to say hate relationship with the U.S., but because I love all my American listeners, and those are the majority of the people who listen to the show, and everyone whose comments is all very funny, and
you gotta be political,
and yeah, and I love my American listeners, but there are things about America, but hey, you know what? There's things about Canada too. Reply from Eddie Lee Wilkins 45. I was doing wedding photography and definitely saw escorts/strippers. One had a fishnet see-through style dress, all black and clearly wearing a blue or turquoise panties under it. I'm just thinking like you go to a wedding and you see the cousin pull up with someone
Yeah, we've been together for months, really.
Yeah, we're getting married too.
She looks at him like, that'll be 50 more balls.
You're racking on quite the tab.
Yeah.
I told you it's $50 anytime you imply we're getting married.
I just let you tap the chip reader, dude. She's not with you.
No, this is my girlfriend. I swear.
Gives her 20 months.
Yeah. She's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
She's just drinking out of a flask the whole time. She's like just in the middle of the wedding. She's drunk when this whole when the ceremony's happening, and she's just like, "Woo!"
Yeah. I think I'm pro bringing sex workers to the wedding.
What's
You
that?
know, it lightens up bringing sex workers to your wedding. I think it's lightens up the vibe a little bit. That's
Adds
fun.
some color. It adds some texture
Yeah.
to the environment.
Yeah. I think I'm with that.
Is that the move?
I think it's the move. That's the move. Sex workers at the wedding.
Your plus ones can only be sex workers. Lights up the environment. They have a lot of cool stories to tell.
Yeah, they got good stories, good dancers.
Good dancers. Sorry, so I was going to continue on with the comment. Another one was definitely on meds.
Awesome.
Roaming around, ending up sitting down at the vendor's table, DJ, video, whatever, and chatting with us. She doesn't like the wedding and doesn't know anyone there. Surprised you don't know anyone here?
He was paid to be here.
This wedding where I don't know anyone? You paid me $500 to be here and I don't even know anyone.
This wedding fucking sucks.
I don't know any of these fucking people. I feel like that can't be a valid criticism.
That's the point. You don't know anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. If they could have brought someone they knew, they probably would have.
Yeah.
Then asks us, all wearing black, who we are there for. We're like, work. She didn't believe us, and then we showed her our cameras. We didn't care, but it got a bit awkward. Someone's date was sitting with us. She left pretty soon after that. Seen many groomsmen hit on the female photographers and second shooters. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. But, I mean, I feel like my opinion on weddings is that you just, have to expect things to go wrong.
Yeah.
So you can't put that much expectation into, your night because you just, it basically is an entire event that just involves other people, and the focus is supposed to be on you, but you cannot separate it from the fact that other people, chaotic people, are going to be there.
If I'm at a wedding, you want to see a happy couple get married, but you're there to, drink and have fun. You're not there to, oh, it's a good marriage, but people are there at weddings for a reason.
Yeah, they're there to, it's supposed to be a celebration.
It's not a funeral.
No, it's not a funeral. And it's supposed to be a celebration. I feel like, okay, as long as for the part with the ceremony part, I was watching a Cody Co video and he was watching all these wedding fails, and this in the middle of this woman giving the ceremonial speeches or whatever. It's not a pastor, but people do that, right? The minister speeches or whatever. This woman who's standing behind them just pukes in a bush.
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
It's you can't prevent
that's
anything.
Fun, though. That's fun.
It's funny, and you can't prevent anything.
Yeah,
I understand it's supposed to be about you, but at the end of the day,
It's
it's
not.
there's no such thing as a perfect wedding.
No.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
Your cousin's gonna bring a prostitute to the
Yeah,
wedding.
I was just gonna say that. Someone's cousin's gonna bring a prostitute.
Yeah.
He's gotta embrace it.
Your uncle Linus will be racist. Your Uncle Linus is going to reminisce constantly about his days in the military.
Yeah, oh God.
Won't shut up about it. Borderline psychopathic behavior.
Linus is gonna bring a gun to the wedding.
Yeah, Linus is strapped.
Yeah.
Linus will not stop talking about his ex-wife. The whole time.
Oh my God. And his child bride from Korea.
I hope this wedding goes better than the one that I had with my ex-wife.
Yeah. All right, Linus, you gotta get an unhappy marriage because your alcohol issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you think that didn't work
Linus
out?
is going to be constantly pestering people for when the bar's open. When does the bar open? Water's open until after the ceremony, Linus. We've been through this many times. Uncle Barnabas is there chasing the children around.
And not in a nice way.
No, and not in a flattering way.
Oh,
Not in a cute way.
The children are trying to get away from
Getting
him.
away from Uncle Barnabas. They have bad experiences with Uncle Barnabas. They don't remember them.
No.
That's weddings for you.
Yeah. Pedophiles and prostitutes.
You get the whole extreme.
Yeah.
Man. Next one comes from Jim Toe 28. I told this story in a different thread the other day, but I feel like it also applies here. A friend of mine caused some drama at her own wedding because she wasn't drinking champagne. A bunch of older ladies on her side of the family noticed and decided the only possible explanation was that she was hiding a pregnancy. They started pointing it out to anyone who would listen, even going so far as to say they saw a little bump under her dress.
God.
I guess these family members weren't close enough to know the couple to know the two very important details. Number one, the bride is a recovering alcoholic. She doesn't drink, ever. Not even at her own wedding. Number two, the bride and groom had been trying to get pregnant for 2 years at that point, and were starting to be resigned to the fact that they wouldn't be able to have kids. This is eventually confirmed, but they did not know this at the time. I'm saying no old people at weddings.
No.
No old people at weddings.
No.
They're racist.
Yeah.
They're going to say the wackest shit out of nowhere.
They're so upset that you didn't have a glass of champagne that they just assumed, oh, she must be pregnant.
Must be pregnant.
And let's tell everyone about it.
Yeah. You didn't notice she's totally fat. She's totally getting fat.
He's fat shamed her and made fun of her, like, oh, you don't drink when you're pregnant?
Yeah. Meanwhile, those same old ladies never stop drinking.
No.
They're the alcoholics.
Yeah. At least
They're
she's
the ones who
recovering.
should stop drinking. They're the ones who shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah.
Because when you give grandma a couple too many glasses of wine, she starts calling the bride fat.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck. They didn't know she was a recovering alcoholic.
Oh my God.
Like, no one decided to, like, she's actually had alcohol troubles in the past. It's like, well, then give her a beer.
Yeah.
No one says she has to drink rum. No one says she has to go for the hard stuff. Drink a beer. It's not even alcohol.
Oh my
That's
God.
so awful. Next one comes from Big Maestro. At the after party, the groom spent the whole night watching a basketball game on the TV at the bar. Couldn't even be bothered to turn around and say hi to any of the guests. Just there at the bar, eyes fixed on the TV the whole time.
Dude is regretting the marriage
Bro,
right away.
No, bro's already living the marriage. he's already playing the part of the husband who just doesn't put in any effort.
He just bet like all of his new savings on the fucking game. He's like, fuck.
That's why he was so into his gambling. To pay for the wedding.
This is how he's gonna pay for the wedding. Is this game?
Joel Embiid misses a free throw and he's like, fuck.
Takes a piece of cake out of his wife.
Starts punching his wife with a fistful of cake.
I'm feeding you.
Yeah, there's a reason why he was glued to the game. He had a lot riding on that game. All right. His entire marriage riding on that game. When it was time for him to make a speech, he just said, this is supposed to be a special day, but my team lost, so I fucking hate it. Fuck all of you. This sucks. Needless to say, the marriage lasted a week or so.
Yeah, I could have assumed that one. Jesus Christ.
You didn't have to pay to tell me that.
That behavior didn't come out before the marriage.
What's that?
Like, that kind of behavior didn't come out, like, before the marriage.
Oh, it definitely did.
He just chose to look pious.
He was just like, but he's really, well, he's not sweet either. What is he? He's there.
Yeah. He's around.
He's
in the vicinity.
Yeah. He's not there for me.
He's there for the team.
He's there. Yeah. I appreciate his support for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really dialed in. Not to the relationship, but to the team.
Yeah.
I appreciate his commitment.
I'm just a person on the team.
Yeah. You have to think about me being on this team. Okay? It's more than just a team to me. I'm part of this, okay? I spent my entire life savings trying to be a part of this team. Okay. I couldn't even just the groom is just standing there, just like they're sitting there at the bar. People are just like, "Congratulations, man!" And he's just like, "Who fucking cares?" He's just drinking his beer, watching the game.
Just like a regular season game.
Do you want to dance? Shut the fuck up! I'm watching the goddamn game.
The fucking Pistons lost again. What's there to dance about?
There's no reason to have any fun. Next one comes from Cold Farm. The bride's grandfather died while she was walking down the aisle. The ambulance was there less than 5 minutes, but the paramedics called it after resuscitation failed. They removed the body, and after a brief period of consultation and the people pulling themselves together, the wedding ceremony went ahead. No exaggeration, the time between Granddad hitting the floor and the ceremony restarting was less than 45 minutes.
I love it.
I did not attend the reception, but I heard from others that it was a rager.
That's awesome.
That is.
I respect that. Well, he's not coming back.
Yeah, that's true. You got to make
Let's
the
get
best.
going.
You gotta
we
make
paid
the
a lot
best.
for this venue.
yeah.
All right.
Who wants Grandpa's chicken?
Yeah.
He ordered the-
More food. It's another slice of cake right there. I silver lining.
At least-
There, you don't pay for a funeral now. This is just
Yeah, but
same
you could
thing.
just do the funeral at the same place.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it all at once. Everyone's already there.
You got some leftovers.
Yeah. Yeah. You've already got the whole event
Yeah.
already planned. Okay.
I think it's a good idea. The
It's
funeral
a good
wedding.
idea. Have someone die at your wedding. That's a great idea. We should have someone die at all weddings. So we could just host the funeral immediately after.
Connecting your wedding to a funeral, though,
What's that?
connecting your wedding to a funeral, save some money.
Yeah. Yeah. Quick turnover.
One invite.
Yep. Yeah. Everyone's already RSVP'd.
Yeah.
Everyone's already there.
Yeah. The cousin's prostitute plus one can be there for the.
I just can't imagine the speeches. Like, just despite the fact that Grandpa died tonight, we're all really happy that you're together. We're witnessing a new life starting after one just ended. You just stole the life right out of him. You stole whatever he had left. All right, next one comes from Secret Agent Squirrel 1. Went to a wedding where everything went well. Got to the reception and the alcohol was flowing. My husband and I drank and got on the dance floor. The groom's side was very proper, while the bride's side was quite the opposite. Everyone is dancing when all of a sudden, cousin of the bride grabs the mic and says, "This song is dedicated to your wedding night." He motions for everyone to clear the dance floor and cues the DJ. Madonna's Justify My Love starts playing as the cousin starts crawling and rolling on the floor while lip syncing. It was easily the most awkward moment while everyone stood there watching his overly sexual performance. The song finally ends and it's dead silence. I will never forget this moment.
That's awesome, though. That just sounds like a fun wedding story.
Yeah, I guess so.
You just
yeah.
drank a bunch and maybe went a little too hard.
You got to watch someone humiliate themselves in
like,
front of everybody.
That doesn't seem all that out of the regular.
I mean, the only part is just the fact that cousin is just like basically never gonna get invited to anything ever again.
No, he's the Madonna guy now.
Yeah, like to that which one was it? Was it the bride's family that was?
I think it was the bride.
It was the
cousin.
groom's, or was it the groom's? Wait, where did I?
The groom's family was the proper one, I think.
Oh, wait, yes, the groom's family was very proper, and he's just air humping.
I love it. I love it. I think that's awesome.
It kind of breaks those barriers.
Yeah, I'm for that.
I'm down with it. I
Yeah.
could see it.
Yeah, I'd laugh at him, but I wouldn't care.
No,
I-
I could see that. You know what? That'd be fun. That'd
Yeah.
be fun. He's just getting down.
Yeah.
He starts just like motioning to the groom's mom, and he's just like pointing at her. Like, you come here, and she's like, no. Get this man away from me. He's just humping her.
This is Michael Jackson.
Yeah. He's like goes up to all the groom's grandmother, makes a specific effort to go to the groom's side of the family. Just like starts grinding on the dad, starts shaking his ass on the dad.
I love it. I love it.
What are you gonna do at that point? Like
No.
everyone's watching you. You can't just be like, no.
Yeah, you gotta.
He's gotta let it happen. I'm kind of down with it.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's fun.
I'm down with that. I'm just imagining just this dude just throwing it back on all the groom's family. Next one comes from Blonde Inside and Out. My youngest sister's wedding. One of my sister's friends was wearing quite a short summer dress. She spent the evening sitting in a manner that let it be known that that she wasn't wearing any underwear. She waited until someone looked in her direction, pulled up her dress, and spread her legs. Very disturbing, especially given the number of children running around.
Oh my god!
This is
know what?
Reply from WH Laundry Cart. My 5'0", 200-pound aunt drunkenly stumbled around her sister's wedding, pulling up her skirt and asking who wanted to see her taco. Did you know they're serving tacos for the wedding?
Oh.
That is disgusting. Someone replies, can live in a glade replies, something has gone terribly wrong in that woman's life. There's no way you could find that funny. There's no way.
I find it funny.
Oh, just an old woman just flashing her puss.
That's awesome.
That's awful.
It's fucking funny.
Oh my god. I don't think I'm in on that joke.
She's game.
For what?
Having a good time.
Oh. Ew. No way.
The one that's crazier to me is the one that's sitting down and just spreading her. First
you
of all,
know you're not wearing underwear.
Yeah. First of all, why that decision?
No, that's she was totally a narcissist.
Yeah.
This chick.
Yeah.
She's just like,
she's like Sharon
she's like,
Stone.
oh, I hope no one notices wide open legs.
She thinks she's a Basic Instinct. You're not Sharon Stone.
Yeah, everyone's supposed to be watching the wedding reception, whereas all the dudes are just looking in her direction. It's like, why are all the men looking over there? Except for the one gay cousin. He's just oblivious. Yeah. He's just sitting in the crowd like, why is everyone looking over there? Reply from Drunk on Red Cordial. My cousin was having a beach wedding, and we got there early to set up the sun shelter and make an aisle. Awkwardly, there was a woman sunbathing topless, sound asleep, right near where we had to set it up. We held out for her to wake up on her own. But then, as guests and the groom arrived, everyone else agreed that I was the only one who had to approach her. I don't know what I've done in the past that the entire family agreed without so much discussion that I was the only person who could deal with this. As far as saying, excuse me, very quietly, she woke up with a start, found herself next to a gazebo and flower arrangements and people dressed for a wedding. She grabbed her stuff and fled. She probably wondered later if it was all just a dream that she found herself half naked at a wedding.
I feel bad for that one.
I definitely feel bad. She didn't do that on purpose.
No, that's traumatized.
That's not even like the other story.
No.
This other woman is clearly like narcissistic, sociopathic, like crazy woman. This other woman is just like, that's kind of on you guys. You guys should have just like let her know as soon as you got there.
Yeah.
Like now you made her like feel bad about this whole thing, embarrassing her in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And she's also topless, so now she's got to like fucking,
cover
up real quick and all this.
Yeah, that's too bad.
All right, next one comes from Slade Rip Rock. Pales in comparison, but a total white trash wedding. By the time the bride and groom got to the church to the reception, under 30 minutes, the entire wedding party was obliterated drunk. Each of the wedding party was introduced and were varying degrees of underdressed. Ties missing, jackets gone, dresses hiked up, barefoot. I'm just imagining some guy with the camo blazer. He's got a shotgun. It's like when when they let the doves go, he like shoots them. The dog goes and grabs the doves. Brings them back.
So many Hawaiian shirts that way.
Not a single shirt left that party unstained.
Oh God, no. So many pit vipers.
Flintstones and cowboy boots. Each of the wedding party was introduced. It's like half them are like the construction workers. Yeah. They're wearing their steel toes, muddy. Sorry, just got off my 12-hour shift. Yeah,
they still got their safety vest
on. Preaching to join the union.
Join the union.
We're here to witness a union tonight between two people, but there's another union you guys should join. There's another union you guys should think about. Each of the the bride and groom were introduced and came walking in. The groom was wearing a bow tie, boxers, and dress shoes, carrying a whiskey bottle. This is the type where the groom gets too hot, so he's wearing like black pants. He just cuts them with scissors, just jaggedly cut pants.
Whiskey. Oh my god.
He's carrying it like on by the top of it. He's clutching it.
Getting the swigs out of it.
The bride was wearing what I determined were either white panties or a bikini bottom. She a white sheer cami and appeared to be, I don't know what that is, and appeared to be braless under her veil, and cowboy boots carrying a natural light case of beer.
I love it. That's all. At least everyone was in on it.
Yeah.
Like, at least both the bride and the groom. I like him carrying a natty light. I like that. At least if everyone's in on it, then it's fun.
That probably would have been an interesting wedding to go to.
Yeah.
I can tell you this for free. No black people at this wedding.
That's a white wedding.
There was no black people at this entire wedding.
No, yeah.
Or anyone from any other race.
No, that was a very white wedding.
That was a very white wedding.
Yeah.
Their parents were given the beer and whiskey and started proceeding drinking. This is a gift for you. A case of I give to your father. A case of natural lights and whiskey as my offering to marry your daughter. He's like, wow, you really went all out with this one.
He's about natty
Jack
lights.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Sorry. About time I left with my girlfriend. Who are you?
Yeah. Why are you there?
Yeah, you're the only one like dressed up.
You're a journalist, investigative journalist.
Taking notes like. Oh, her this guy's girlfriend was her coworker.
Oh, ooh.
The bride. The bride was dancing with her friends wearing nothing but her new husband's long tux coat. And it often did not cover anything as she kept it unbuttoned. The best man was feeling her up.
Of course he was. Of course
I have
he
no
was.
doubt this wedding took place in Florida.
Yeah.
This is no.
All I'm thinking of is Cousin Eddie from The Vacation.
Yeah, he's grinding up on her. Oh my god. Her bridesmaids were wearing their dates' dress shirts or coats and their bras and panties while grinding on their obviously turned on dates. It's like a strip club. It just turns into a strip club.
It's an orgy. You invite to an orgy?
It's that part of the wedding. So everyone go into the room. Yeah. Everyone shuffle into the room. If you paid your $150, you should shuffle into the next room.
Pants off.
The groom was legit passed out under a table.
That's so awesome.
The bride is just like, well, I have to consummate the marriage with someone.
I got you, bud.
I'll tag in. You were a man down. I had to save the day.
I'm your best man. What am I supposed to do?
I am the best man. I did the best thing. Did the best thing the best man could do. All right, so we got a long story here. Covered in ACD hair. My sister-in-law told us about a wedding she was at where the bride and groom's mother did not the bride and groom's mother did not get along. The groom was a workmate of the sister-in-law's husband, and all the work friends knew there was some tension between the two, but did not expect anything to happen. The ceremony went off okay. Groom's mother gave a few killing looks, but nothing was said. At the reception, she started drinking and making comments to her relatives and friends, loud enough for other people and the bride to hear. The groom spoke to her, and she quieted down. During the toast, she made loud noises every time the bride's name was said, but she was mostly ignored. She kept drinking and moving around, talking to different people while dancing was on. She was sitting at a different table when the bridesmaid brought around pieces of the wedding cake. She told them she didn't want any. Bridesmaid said she would just leave some on the table for the people who were sitting there and put some on the table. Groom's mother shouted, "I told you I don't want any fucking wedding cake." And with that, swept the pieces of the cake off the table with the back of her hand. Cake landed on the chief bridesmaid, who shouted back. Groom's mother jumps up, slaps the bridesmaid, and then the other people... Wait, what? What the fuck? And then the other people joined in, defending their chosen side. My sister-in-law had seen this all happen, was eagerly watching from the sidelines. The groom and his best man stopped the music, stopped the brawling, and split everyone up. He said, "That's it. Wedding's over. Thank you all for coming. And Mom, I never want to see you again." Grabbed the bride and by the hand and walked out. My sister-in-law's husband decided it was time for them to leave in case things kicked off again. Jeez.
That's insane.
It was such a small thing, decided to set it off.
Cake.
Just like, She's just like, I just want to have fucking cake.
It's a brawl.
Yeah. Oh my god. And it sounded like the groom's mom then went and was like, oh, why do you have cake all over yourself? And slapped the bridesmaid. Didn't even slap the person who hit the woman with the cake.
No, she was the one with the cake.
Wait, what?
It was the groom's mom who swept the cake off, hit the bridesmaid, and I think she went up and started pounding her.
Wait, what?
I think that's what happened.
No, wait, what? Okay, wait. So it was the bride's mom, right?
Okay.
Said she didn't want any cake. Bridesmaid was bringing it around. Puts them on the table. Then the groom's mother. Oh wait, sorry. Wait, no. No, so it was the groom's mother. Groom's mother shouted, "I don't want any cake." Swept a piece of the cake. Cake landed on the chief bridesmaid, who shouted back and slaps the. Oh, oh! The groom's mother just slaps the bridesmaid. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my god. She was like, "Well, I'm dishing it out, and you gotta take it. So no options here." She's just like, "Excuse me, bitch." Boom.
It's insane.
Like, no one challenges my authority.
That's ruined your son's wedding day too.
I saw a clip on that Cody Co video. I saw a clip where the bride was like telling the groom, like, you know, I'll be with you, and you know, I'll see past your flaws to look onto the good parts of you, and the groom's mother got livid. She was like, "You're saying my son has flaws? My son has no flaws." And just started freaking out in the middle of this ceremony. And it's like, yeah, everyone has flaws. You're clearly showing yours right now by being super disturbing.
That's insane.
Let's see what we got here. Next one, key article 6622. Outdoor reception, summer in Philadelphia. Is PA Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Under a huge covered wall-less pavilion, maybe 100 feet by 200 feet, with a huge fireplace, 200 people, wind and rain so bad it was soaked entirely under the whole pavilion. A tornado passed within 100 yards. Wild day. You kind of have to eat that one.
Yeah, like that's not that good of a...
It's not, yeah.
Yeah, it was some bad weather.
Yeah.
Storm came through.
Yeah.
Nice fucking story, dude.
Yeah. My mom punched my wife's bridesmaid.
Yeah, like that's
in
not...
the face.
That's... And you had a little storm roll through.
Yeah.
Rescheduled to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Ultima Gabe, next one. Less what I saw and more what I didn't see. The priest forgot to actually marry them. He did the whole ceremony, including the part where he gifted the couple an invisible shovel that they could use to dig their way out of the problems. And he's just projecting his own relationship issues onto the couple. He's just like,
shovel.
Yeah. And he just hands the groom a ball and chain. He's just here's to signify your marriage. What the rest of your life is going to be like. Yeah. It's like, I actually love my wife.
The priest is just so unhappy in his marriage.
Yeah. And you're gonna have to
wait. Priests can't get married though.
No, they can't. But
ministers can get married.
Yeah. Pastor.
Yeah. Right.
But
priests only marry the little boys, right?
Yeah. They wish they could. Yeah.
God, I wish my wife was an adult.
That is such a like old like such a boomer thing to do and think is funny, and that is just humor does not hit nowadays. Like, here's a shovel to dig your way out of the problems, and he's just like ha, ha, ha. And there's like a couple boomers in the crowd just killing themselves, and everyone's just like, it's not funny. Like, we actually understand nowadays that relationships aren't supposed to be resentful.
We get it. You got married at 17 and you hate your wife.
Yeah.
It's not our problem.
I don't understand the whole like hatred of wives. Like,
well, I do. It's based on misogyny.
I know, of course it is, but even you shouldn't hate your wife. Like, you're making your life actively worse by doing that.
Men love to complain about their wives. Like, dude, just get a divorce or work on your marriage.
Don't get married.
Go to therapy,
no
dude.
one's telling you have to get married. Like,
go to therapy, man.
Yeah, like fucking holy crap, calm down.
Yeah.
Sorry, and then he's like, and a part where he actually gifted them a painting of people picking potatoes. Okay?
He's just trying to get rid of his shit.
But accidentally skipped the vows section. And he had to get the couple back together after they got back from their honeymoon to perform the section by itself, so that the union could be recognized by the church. This is why we need to cut the church out of the weddings, man.
Yeah, this is why. Because you really can just go sign some documents. Not have to worry with the old crazy man. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Biff McGee says, Aunt of the groom got so drunk she stripped naked on the dance floor. She snuck back into the wedding. She got kicked out. She snuck back into the wedding and started offering people blowjobs. They had to carry her out in wrapped up in blankets.
That's awesome. See, I love those stories.
Reply from Timesuck 897. Something blue.
Yeah. I like those stories. That's fun.
Had to going around offering people blowjobs.
I know, yeah, it's a memorable story. It's a good wedding.
I know it's a good story, but it's like it's just that is so ridiculous. Like
it's insane.
Just, like going around and just being like,
please a blowjob.
Yeah, please, would you like a blowjob? I'm offering them for free today only. Today special.
And you know there were dudes that were like, they almost accepted that too.
Yeah, it's like, don't even worry about it. We can use my vomit as lube. It doubles. Have you ever gotten acid reflux in the tip of your penis before?
It burns, but it's nice.
Holy shit. Just begging people for blowjobs. Like,
to give blowjobs.
I'll give you a blowjob, please. Let me give you a blowjob.
Yeah, what's worse, begging to give a blowjob or begging for a blowjob?
That's a good question, actually. Why are you so desperate to give a blowjob?
Yeah. Really?
It sounds like it sucks. Next one comes from Heary B. Late to the party, but this has to be shared. Bride used old film strips from movie edits / cast-offs for decor in the table centerpieces. Flowers and film strips at a quirky, fun wedding looked great, right? She had picked up the box for free and didn't really look in it. Some of the strips were from schlocky sci-fi nonsense. Most of them were porn. What kind of wedding is this?
Yeah. Why is Grandpa so looking at the table so hard?
He's like going around and collecting them all.
I've seen this one.
Oh, I remember this one. That was one of my favorites. He's asking if anyone's got like one of those old film reel, like, what are those called? Film players,
film projectors,
film projectors. It's like the scene in Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. He's up in the attic, like watching the fucking old film. Just the Grams going around collecting all the old films,
trying to stitch them together. It's like a puzzle.
Yeah. Does anyone have? Have a piece labeled 97. Does anyone have one labeled 97?
She should be a missionary in that one.
That's crazy. Old film strips from movie edits and cast-offs as decor for the table's centerpieces. So you just think it's going to be just like old film, but like aren't those things like one of a kind? Like there's not a lot of old film lying around. Like
not that you're going to get from in a box like for free or whatever.
Yeah, like you didn't think it just might be worth it to like
you didn't leaf through?
Yeah. And you're like, "Nah. Good enough."
Yeah, it's probably Casablanca or something.
It's like one of those film strips exists in all of the world.
Yeah.
A guy showed up to my brother's wedding wearing shorts, flip-flops, and a t-shirt with a picture of a fish on the back with a text, Can't catch shit fishing team. I couldn't make it up if I tried.
I love it. That's awesome.
Can't catch shit.
Yeah, don't want to waste money on some good clothes. Just, if you're just there to drink and, that guy's like...
Goes up to the groom after and he's like, yeah, I would love to celebrate with you, but I'm not gonna take you fishing. You need my shirt?
Yeah, he thinks the shirt's so fucking funny.
He's just like, oh,
yeah, good one, dude.
Yeah, nice.
Suck at
Thanks
fishing.
for showing up to my wedding in the fishing t-shirt. This guy's got the Bass Pro.
Yeah,
hat
I was gonna
on.
say that. He's got the sunglasses on the hat.
Yeah.
He's gripping a Bud Light so hard.
Yeah.
Just white knuckling a
He's
Bud
got
Light.
Bud Light tattoo.
Yeah. No, he's homophobic though, so he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Coors Light tattoo.
Yeah. He had to get it changed. He had to get it. What is it called when people do that?
Lasered.
Like covered up.
Yeah.
Their tattoo. Or like they you know that show on like Spike where they used to like take people's tattoos
like
and
redo them
integrate them into something new.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We'll do like one more. Deffy Clark says, Brad was a member of the Catholic Church choir who drunkenly accidentally got pregnant with an old friend from college. The priest took the opportunity at their wedding to preach instead of a homely eulogy to the fallen moral values and the end of the most magnificent innocence. Oh my God.
He's buzzkill.
The open bar was changed to cash bar after a half an hour, which was too late to start the small riot that was brewing. One of the groomsmen wrote "baby on board" underneath the just married on the couple's car, which led him to getting punched from the bride's uncle. And then a drunken cousin decided the best way to deal with the message was to kick the rear window in, which restarted the riot. Couple later divorced and split the kids up by gender. He took the boys and she took the girl.
Jesus Christ.
This is the cousin. He's just like so drunk.
Yeah.
And he just like does no idea what's going on, but just smashes the window of the car with a baseball bat.
The baby on board is kind of funny though.
Oh. Why the like?
They're the nice sweeping condemnation of.
Like, is there no other priest you could have gotten to do your wedding?
Judging by the fact that the family then split their children by gender, I'm sure they frequent a rather. They probably know this priest quite well.
They probably have very limited options, very restricted options.
Yeah,
of choices of priests.
And this wedding was in Utah.
Famously.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bride and groom are also siblings. Neglected to mention that part.
Okay. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here, folks. I want to thank Sam for deciding to join us on this episode of the podcast. So thank you very much, Sam.
Thanks for having me.
Coming on. I'm sure the crowd is gonna have a heyday with this episode. So as always, thank you all so much for tuning into the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Now remember, you can answer this week's Reddit question by going to the description of the episode in Spotify, and you can answer the question directly in there, and you'll be notified when your response is published. You can also comment on YouTube as well, and please also leave us a rating and also leave us a review, no matter where you're watching. It's always, always, always appreciated. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I will see you on next week's following episode. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.